Hey everybody, Abrish here, and let's be honest, most folks don't think construction site and picture a safe place. It's a job where you're surrounded by heavy machinery, power tools, and materials that can turn a good day south in a hurry. The truth is, construction sites are full of risks, and one wrong move can lead to serious injury. Or worse. We've all heard the horror stories, but today, we're not here to scare you. We're here to empower you. We're going to cover the most common deadly mistakes made on construction sites and, more importantly, how you can avoid them. Whether you're a seasoned contractor or just starting out, this information could literally save lives. So, grab your hard hat, buckle up, and let's get down to the nuts and bolts of construction site safety. Stay tuned. We've all been there, rushing to get a job done, tempted to skip a step or two. But when it comes to personal protective equipment, or PPE, there's no cutting corners. Hard hats, safety gloves, goggles. These aren't just suggestions, they're essential. Think of them as your suit of armor on a construction site. And trust me, you don't go into battle without your armor. Every year, thousands of preventable injuries occur on construction sites simply because folks weren't wearing the right PPE. A hard hat might seem like a pain until it's the only thing between you and a falling brick. Those gloves might feel bulky, but they're the only thing standing between your hands and a nasty cut or burn. And don't even get me started on eye protection. One speck of dust, one stray spark, and your vision is compromised. And that's not just an inconvenience, folks. That's a life-altering event. So, here's the bottom line. Make sure you and your team are equipped with the right PPE for the job, and that you're all trained on how to use it correctly. It's not just about following the rules, it's about protecting yourselves and each other. Ladders and scaffolding. They're the unsung heroes of countless construction projects, getting us up and down, giving us that extra reach. But just like any tool, they can be dangerous if not used properly. In fact, falls from ladders and scaffolding are one of the leading causes of injuries and fatalities on construction sites. It's all too easy to grab the first ladder you see and scramble on up. But take a moment to inspect it. Is it the right height for the job? Are the rungs secure? Is the base on firm, level ground? A few seconds of inspection can be the difference between a job well done and a trip to the ER. Scaffolding, on the other hand, that's a whole other beast. We're talking about a temporary structure, often several stories high, holding tons of equipment and workers. You better believe it needs to be built right, inspected regularly, and used according to strict safety protocols. And for all you daredevils out there who think you can stretch that reach just a little further, resist the urge. Overreaching is one of the most common causes of ladder and scaffolding accidents. If you can't reach it safely, get down, reposition, and try again. Trust me, your body will thank you. Chapter 3. Electrical hazards. Electricity. We use it every day, we rely on it, but on a construction site, it can be a silent killer. Exposed wires, faulty wiring, improperly grounded equipment, these are not things to mess around with. They're ticking time bombs just waiting to go off. Now, I'm not an electrician, but I've seen enough to know that electrical work is not a DIY project. If you're dealing with anything electrical on a construction site, you need a qualified, licensed electrician on the job. No exceptions. And even if you're not the one doing the wiring, you still need to be aware of the hazards. Always double-check that power is off before working on any equipment. Use ground fault circuit interrupters, GFCIs, to prevent shocks. And for crying out loud, if you see a frayed wire or a sparking outlet, don't touch it. Report it immediately. Remember, electricity is invisible and unforgiving. One wrong move can result in serious burns, shocks, or even electrocution. So, treat it with the respect it deserves and always err on the side of caution. Chapter 4. Poor communication and signage. You've got heavy machinery moving, tools buzzing, materials being hoisted. Construction sites are beehives of activity. And in this kind of environment, clear communication is non-negotiable. It's not just about getting the job done, it's about making sure everyone gets home safely. Think of it like a well-choreographed dance. Everyone needs to know their steps, their cues, and where they need to be at all times. Because if one person misses a beat, the whole thing can fall apart. Signage is your first line of defense. Clear, visible signs warning of potential hazards, indicating safe zones, and directing traffic flow are crucial. And don't forget about language barriers. If you've got folks on site who speak different languages, make sure the signage is multilingual. But it's not just about signs. Radios, hand signals, face-to-face check-ins. Use every tool at your disposal to keep the lines of communication open. Because when everyone's on the same page, accidents are less likely to happen. Chapter 5. Neglecting safety protocols in a rush to meet deadlines. We've all been there. The pressure's on, the deadline's looming, and the temptation to cut corners starts to creep in. But let me tell you something. No project, no deadline is worth risking your life for. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, it's just this one time, or it'll be quicker if I just... But those shortcuts can have deadly consequences. Skipping a safety check, rushing a task, ignoring a warning sign, these are the decisions that lead to accidents. I get it. Time is money. But you know what's more expensive than finishing on time? A workplace injury, the lost productivity, the medical bills, the potential lawsuits. It's just not worth it. So here's your reminder. Safety first, always. Make it your mantra. Preach it to your team, and live by it every single day on that job site. Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't just to finish the project, it's to finish it safely. Outro, stay safe out there. So, there you have it, folks. 5 deadly mistakes to avoid on the construction site. Remember, safety isn't optional, it's a responsibility. By being aware of these common hazards and taking the necessary precautions, you can help create a safer working environment for yourself and your team. Remember, one small mistake can have huge consequences. It's not about being a hero, it's about being smart, being prepared, and looking out for each other. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more valuable content. Stay safe out there.